Hey, so wanted to talk about Family Video closing. COVID has caused so many issues with this company that it's one of the last, if not the last, video stores to actually close. I just heard about the news today, and everyone's been talking about Blockbuster Video and doing the visit to the last Blockbuster Video location where you can apparently do an Airbnb. But Family Video, which I think I may have been there once or twice. I didn't even know it was open. But it says, Highland Ventures Ltd., the owner of Family Video and Marco's Pizza, that's interesting, I guess movies and pizza makes sense, announced the closure of the remaining Family Video stores in the press release. So this is as of January 5th, 2021. So more than 250 stores are set to close following the sale of all remaining inventory. Maybe able to get some good deals. All stores, including 40-plus Wisconsin locations, have begun their liquidation sales with an everything must go mentality. So if you live by one, go see if you can get a deal. Customers can purchase everything from movies and CBD products down to store fixtures. So like when Blockbuster was closing back in as early as 2013, I was in Southern Maryland and I was taking a class. I remember going to one of the locations and you could buy a big screen TV with a video game and movie stand, and it was like $500. So it was a pretty good deal, but I couldn't get it in my car. So when these things close, you can get some tremendous deals. Derek Dye, senior brand manager of Highland Ventures, said in November that Family Video had not planned to close any stores at the start of 2020. However, COVID-19 required the chain to close more than 60 days and hindered new Hollywood movie releases, resulting in loss of profits. So they spun out of control. Following the November store closing, the company launched a Save the Video Store campaign. To raise funds, Family Video began selling merchandise online. So they started in 1978, and that's a shame. So it's 43 years, and then they got killed because of the pandemic. They're saying a lot of restaurants will go out of business too, but you know, and this is, I'm not here to say, oh, I didn't like Family Video. I actually had nothing against it. I just don't recall ever going there. But they're gonna shutter and see if you can't pick up a deal before they do. Also, I wanted to talk about a couple logo changes. So I just went to a Burger King overseas actually recently, and they're doing a logo change. Here you go, so you can see it. And it's going from right now the Burger King, which has kind of been there for a long time, to what it was in like the 70s and 80s, I think, or pretty similar. So they're basically retrofying all of their logos, and I think that I do like the new logo. I like retro. I like old. I like 80s. Here you can see it there. Sanity prevails and Burger King gets its old logo back. So Burger King is going back to their old logo, and somebody put on Twitter, Sanity prevails and Burger King gets its old logo back. So that's interesting. That's a big effort. They've got to go through all of the marketing, distribution, updating prints, updating stores, and Burger King's new logo is actually Burger King's old pre-1999 logo, and there's no discernible difference. I approve. So people seem to like this. Burger King versus Kingdom Burger. Kingdom Burger. I've never heard of that. I don't even know where that is. So they're updating their logo, and I have one right down the street from my house. I'm still probably not going to go there for a while. The only reason I went to the one last time was because I was stuck in an airport and I was starving. So I'm not a huge Burger King McDonald's fan. Some of you are, and good for you because it's not too expensive. Just make sure you don't eat too much of it, right? Also, on that note, this is totally outside of what I usually report on. It seems like the season for logos, like maybe because of COVID, people have more time to sit behind their computer at home and actually design things. So GM is updating their logo as well, and maybe they're trying to distance themselves from their old brand, because GM, I've never gotten like a really warm and fuzzy. I like Asian cars, so like Toyota, Honda, really reliable cars. I'm not really into muscle cars or American made. I know it's blasphemy to some people, but so they're updating their logo, and it looks kind of cool. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the color change there. I think that looks like kind of busy to me. Even though overall the font isn't busy. When when you have a gradient change, it just kind of, I don't know. But the cold colors kind of matched what they had before. So I'll show you what their old logo was, just in case people are forgetting. So, oh, there we go. Okay, so it was basically, let's see, how similar is it? That's, okay, so like I remember seeing this. I actually like that logo because it's very simple, but it looks kind of like IBM, so like a business or services, and it's not really so much cars, but this to me is very similar. I don't really like the new logo now that I look at it. But anyway, whatever you think, feel free to like, discuss. I'm going to go away from this because it isn't really super into what my channel gets into. Now, one last thing. Quibi's decaying library of content will soon be free on Roku. And I have a Roku at home. My remote looks just like this. In fact, when I go to sleep at night, or prior to when I go to sleep, so I can't watch TV when I'm sleeping, I watch my Roku. And I was watching Hulu last night. I was watching Major League Baseball with Charlie Sheen on Hulu, thanks to my buddy Matt, who said that was his favorite movie, and I was like, hey, and it's 1989, so I love 80s. But anyway, so it says that it feels like either a month or roughly 100 years since we found out that the short-lived streaming experiment from Jeffrey Katzenberg and Meg Whitman crashed and burned roughly 6 months after its rocky launch. But Quibi had managed to churn out a significant amount of original content prior to and after its rollout. So they must have had a lot of investors and a lot of original revenue stream, and then they just couldn't get it to market. Content with big, splashy Hollywood names and studios attached. Earlier this week, the Wall Street Journal reported that Roku was in talks to snap up all the content for the Roku channel. Now it's official. So they're probably buying all this stuff like short sale. It's almost like corporate rating. You know, Roku is like, hey, look at all this stuff. It's just like if somebody goes to Family Video, they're going to be able to get some good deals. Maybe Roku's getting the same thing. And I'm going to check this out because Roku may get a splash of quality 80s entertainment. Let's see. But Roku announced today that the Roku channel will become an exclusive home of the 75-plus series and documentaries produced by Quibi, which the company told Gizmodo amounts to more than 200 hours of programming. That's a lot. So, okay, so if it's free, sweet. You have awakened me from thy slumber. Summoning Circle. Hope this works. While the content will be stream for Roku users, it will be ad-supported. Okay, so there's already ads in my Hulu gallery. Do you think this is acceptable to do at the airport? Yes. Thumbs up. Quibi featured both free and ad-free models, but it makes sense that Roku would want to make some of what it's spending on the content haul, though that figure was not disclosed. So they get ad revenue, kind of like I get on my YouTube channel, which hasn't been enough to go to like a serious steakhouse yet. It's certainly possible that Quibi's library could find success on Roku channel without all the fussy turnstile technology. So this is cool. So if you have a Roku or you're thinking about getting a Roku, here's another incentive to get one. But anyway, wanted to share that. I wanted to try to consolidate some of this information because it's all real time and I've got quite a few ideas and I didn't want to get backed up. So anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to like it, share, and subscribe, and more to come.